and welcome back to Goddess Guidance. Today I would like to help you learn how to discern between a good psychic and a not so good psychic, okay? Maybe a false psychic, maybe someone who's just out to make money, or maybe someone who just doesn't completely work with the light. Okay, so first off, let's talk about what a bad psychic looks like. So a bad psychic would be someone who, when you walk into their shop, if they have a shop, or when you just reach out to them or you arrive to the reading, the reader or the psychic is very cold and could be a little bit rude. Or maybe they have an air about themselves, like they feel or they know way more than you, and they know everything, and you just need to listen to them because they know all, and what their word is gold and their word is the word basically. And like a bad psychic won't be very welcoming to you. You might reach out to them to get a reading, or they may like reach out to you for you to get a reading from them, and they're not very welcoming. They don't really talk to you and really get to know you. They don't really seem like they're all that interested in your well-being. They might just kind of seem like they're doing you an honor by giving you their reading. And that's just not the way that a real psychic operates. If you're a real psychic, then that means that you tap into the divine, you tap into source, light, love, beautiful energy. And if you're tapped into that beautiful energy, that means you should be vibrating on a higher frequency. If you're really tapped into the divine, you're going to have a more welcoming presence, you're going to be more compassionate, and you're going to really have a desire to connect with the person that you're giving a reading to and to help them as best as you can. So the second sign of a bad psychic would be someone who claims that they know everything, okay? They sit down with you and they give you a reading, and they, maybe before the reading, they'll even talk about, how many predictions they've got right, and how many people they've already give readings to, that, they've helped so many people with their readings, and they have such a great grand connection to the spirit world. And they claim that they pretty much know everything, and that whatever they're going to tell you in the reading is what's going to happen, point blank, no changing it. And that is just not true, okay? When you give an intuitive reading, a good psychic will know that you're just tapping into the current energies of that person or that situation or whatever it is that the reading's about. And that can always change, because we have free will, and we ultimately decide our own destinies, and we ultimately decide where we are going on in whatever path we want to go on. And the third sign of a bad psychic is they drop bombs on you, okay? A lot of people that I've spoken to who are kind of interested in getting a reading, a lot of them hesitate because they're afraid of learning bad news, okay? A bad psychic will drop a bomb on you, okay? A bad psychic will sit you down in a reading and tell you that someone's gonna get in a car crash, a couple weeks from now, or someone's gonna get really ill, or your significant other, guess what? You guys are gonna get a divorce or break up or whatever, okay? Those are bombs that honestly is information that is not going to be for your highest good and the highest good of all in that moment, okay? If you didn't ask for guidance on something, and a psychic gives you guidance anyway, then that's a sign that they're not a really good psychic, and they're not really connected to the divine. Because when the divine gives messages through an intuitive channel, the divine is discerning about whatever messages come through, okay? The divine will not give you any messages that they feel will impede on your free will. The divine will not give you messages to steer you off a positive path for yourself, okay? So if you go into a reading and you're feeling great and the psychic gives you information that throws you off of that really high vibing feeling, it's not a real psychic. And the fourth and last sign I have for you of a bad psychic is someone who approaches you to give you a reading, okay? So I know a lot of people are getting intuitive readings on the internet, you know, and a lot of intuitive channels, including myself, are, you know, marketing ourselves and reaching out, you know, with posts and just spreading the word out there that we're offering readings and we're opening it up for people to come to us for a reading. Okay, but a bad psychic will come to you, maybe message you directly and say, I would like to give you a reading because I know exactly what you need and you should definitely come get a reading with me. It's $100 or something like that. Or, hey, I know exactly what's gonna fix your situation. I have all the answers you need, so do you wanna do a reading with me? I would really like to tell you all of these answers. That'll be $100. That's not a real psychic. I've had that happen to me before, actually. I was in Salem, Massachusetts, and I know Salem, like, of course there's gonna be a whole bunch of bad psychics there. But I was there just visiting, and I was just walking around, didn't really want to get a psychic reading, but one of the psychics was standing outside of her shop, and she actually called me over and was like, hey, like, talking to me and like asking me a bunch of questions, and then she was like, you should come get a reading, you should come in and get a reading. Yeah, I'm a really good psychic. Like, I've given so many people readings and they have, oh my god, like, I've told women that they're pregnant and then it found out down the line that they got pregnant, and I've been in this magazine and I've been in this book and I've published this many articles. You should come get a reading, okay? It's only $40, come get a reading, you should get a reading, I'd really love to. That's not a good psychic, okay? A true intuitive channel knows that you should never, ever try to impose on someone's free will by trying to force a reading upon them, okay? We here, as beautiful, wonderful intuitives, are here to assist those who are ready for assistance and willing to be assisted. Those are the signs of a bad psychic. So let's talk about what a good psychic might look like. So number one, as I talked about before, they're gonna have really good energy. They're gonna make you feel welcome. They're gonna make you feel heard. They're gonna make you feel like they actually really care about your well-being. That the messages that they are bringing forth to you are for your highest good and to help raise your vibration and to help increase your faith. Secondly, a good psychic is gonna be humble, okay? When you come to them for a reading and you ask them specific questions, or you ask them about, you know, topics that are really important to you, that you really would like some guidance or insight on, they're going to be clear with you. I'm always clear with all of my clients that when I give you a reading, I am giving you the information that is for your highest good so that you can have more clarity around your situation. And whatever energy that's coming through that I'm reading can always change, because energy does not just sit still. It is not stagnant. Energy is constantly flowing. It's constantly evolving. It's constantly changing. And that's the way that outcomes in readings can be too. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Also, make sure that whatever psychic you decide to get a reading from, that they're listening to you as much as you're listening to them, okay? It needs to be like an exchange of energy. It shouldn't just be the psychic just talking at you and just telling you, okay? It is supposed to be, I like to see my readings as more of like a coaching session. Whatever comes through the cards or I channel, I give it to the other person and I open it up for them to ask questions and for them to question things, and we work together to decipher the messages together so that when you leave the reading, you're leaving the reading feeling better about your situation, feeling like you have more clarity, and feeling like more empowered, that you feel like you know what to do from here. Which brings me to my next sign of a good psychic. That is someone that when you get a reading from them, when you leave, you feel better. Even if it's just a little bit better. You leave that reading feeling like more sure, okay? More sure about where you're going and more sure about what to do. You should leave the reading feeling an elevation in your frequency. You should leave the reading feeling hope. You should leave the reading feeling faith. You should leave the reading feeling more connected to your own guides. And the last sign of a really good psychic is someone who treats you with compassion and kindness, okay? When you come into their reading, even if you come into their reading really distraught over a situation, they should be open and treat you with compassion and not make you feel like you've done anything wrong or make you feel like you've messed anything up, or that you're going down a bad path, or that, you know, you're being punished or whatever like that. A good psychic should make you feel heard, okay? For example, when I went to that one bad psychic that I talked about before in Salem, I did decide to get a reading with her because I was just really curious. I never got a psychic reading from someone else before, so it was my first one, unfortunately. But I learned a lot. I got the reading from her, and the things that she was saying to me was really upsetting. She was basically kind of telling me that everything I wanted in life I couldn't have because I just had a habit of sabotaging, which was like kind of true, but she just played on that theme a lot during the reading, okay? And I left that reading feeling like a failure. Like she had just dropped a whole bunch of bad news on me. I had just got done getting a lecture from like a parent or something, and I felt like an idiot. And even during the reading, when she was saying something to me, you know, I was getting a little visibly upset, like just like uncomfortable, a few tears and everything. She was telling me some really bad stuff, guys, and she didn't show me compassion, and she didn't really show me much kindness. She just kept talking and just saying, oh, come on, honey, like, you don't, you know, like, this is what it is, like, don't cry, you know? But someone who's really connected to the divine, and someone who has a high frequency, like, they're going to operate on the frequency of unconditional love, and they're not going to judge you, and they're not going to make you feel stupid, and they're not going to condemn you for whatever comes out in the reading. They're not going to judge you, okay? They'll be compassionate, and if you get upset about what comes through in the reading, they'll do their best to help talk you through it, and to help you know, to help you keep your faith up, even if the current energy isn't all that great, okay? They will help you make sure that when you leave their reading, that you will be on a better trajectory, okay? A better path. Okay, so I hope that helped. If anyone out there is curious about getting a psychic reading, here's a way to discern between a good psychic and a bad psychic. If you ever go to a bad psychic, then I hope that these signs of a bad psychic will give you some peace of mind to take that psychic's advice with a grain of salt, okay? Because there is a really big chance that they're either not really psychic, or they are, but they're not really connected to the right divine beings of love and light, if you know what I mean. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you got anything out of it, please give it a like and comment and let me know if you've ever been to a psychic reading before. I would love to hear. And if you have any stories, especially about bad psychics, because those can be kind of fun, let us know in the comments. Okay, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.